So this is how I approach leg behind head in Vinyasa Karma. Vinyasa Karma, leg behind head comes up in the asymmetric sequence. And in the asymmetric sequence, we have a few poses before we get to the leg behind head. The marichis, different kind of versions of this. So we're already starting to work on the hip. And then to Ardha Padmasanas. What else? Jana Sasanas, Mahamudra, and then to Jana Sasasana. Here I tend to add this one. This is a Ashtanga third series one. But I just kind of like it for opening up the hips, so I kind of do that anyway. Oh no, yeah, this is what Janis see. And this one, I tend to add. This one's from the advanced Ashtanga. Just because I'm used to doing it. And then we come into the archer posture. This one just seems such great prep for leg behind head. And then that heron pose or something. So by now we're kind of pretty well set up for leg behind head. I tend to do this one as well. I don't even know if this has got a name. But again, it just seems something I always used to do, working on leg behind head, trying to sit up tall in it as well. Okay. And then I used to try and get my leg as far over as possible. But now what I tend to do is I tend to try and leave myself space. So I'm moving my leg back, my hip back if you like. Getting it to not as far, but then just kind of working my body through. And then if I was a bit more warmed up, I could maybe take it a bit deeper than that, but still. Forward bend. Tend to again try and lift out, and then there's a kind of a twist because I want to get my chest over my leg, my chin in front of my knee. And then in Vinyasa Karma we lay back here to Divasana. And then Chakrasana. In Ashtanga. So a bit more, those are all the prep things for getting into leg behind head and some of the advanced things. Maybe a bit more on how I actually get into it. Get my leg actually behind my head. So this one I find is key. I think when I first did Vinyasa Karma, that really helped, that action of really getting the leg back here, or the hip, the hip joint. So you're trying to create this sort of space here. So then I'll bring my arm, I tend to hold here, and then my elbow's coming forward as I'm kind of leaning further forward here. And this is getting further and further back. You can see my head is, my foot's right by my ear. So I've got a nice lot of space there already. And then I'm going to bring it, again, not as far over. I think the first thing you try and do usually is you're trying to get your foot as far behind as you can. Whereas I want this space that I can then kind of pull in around. And that seems to get my leg further behind and takes more pressure off the back of my head. Okay. And you can take it down a little bit more. If I was sweatier. Leaning back is okay, you're just really pressing your heel into the ground to sort of allow yourself to go back a bit. And if you go back too far, it's just going to mean this leg's just going to kind of go up, kind of like that. But that's okay, you can take that a bit further. And then just swing it back over again, will do right. Chakrasana. In Vinyasa Karma, the picture is like here, in Ashtanga. Again, if you go too far, it's okay. You're not going to hurt yourself. So, kind of leaning forward as you would in a jump back, perhaps, lifting up, and then swinging your leg right up. Jumping it back through. And then just get as much weight as you can on that arm. Jumping forward again, bringing your weight. I mean, this is where all the weight is, so you want that over your arms. Standing up. Tend to put my hand above my knee, and then just work my way up.